This is the RS3M version 5, which is probably one of the most hyped releases within the budget cube scene. And this is the GuHong Pro M, which is widely regarded as the most premium, cheap cube ever released. But which one is the best? Well, after battling them in 7 categories that each get more important as we go, we will finally crown a winner. And the first category is features. So to begin, when you open the boxes for both of these cubes, you will notice that the RS3M comes with a robot that displays the cube. Whilst this is a feature that could be considered as more premium, I can't get past the extreme waste of plastic from Moyu, especially considering how pointless this realistically is. On top of this, they don't give you the option for the top tier version 5s to opt out of getting this as an accessory, which is a shame because I would have certainly done so if given the choice. Another good feature on both of these cubes is that they have a ball core. This helps with controllability whilst turning, as the extra magnets provide a more stable feeling. But on top of this, the GuHong has a different, very good feature, and that is the option for different sizes based on what you prefer. These range from 54 to 56mm to ensure that the cube will fit your needs. And for that reason, I'm going to give the first round to the Dian GuHong Pro M. But moving on to the next category, and that is the attention to detail. This is important because it shows how much these companies care about the products that they are selling to the customer, rather than just selling basic items just to make a load of money. And on the RS3M version 5, it's very clear that Moyu have a good attention to detail, as they change the internal colour of the pieces based on which model you buy. My one is a teal colour, which I think looks really nice. This is something that is not included on the GuHong. However, one thing that both of these cubes have is a textured design on the sides and feet of each piece. This supposedly allows for better distribution of lube, or something like that. Regardless, I'm still going to give this one to the RS3M version 5 due to the incredible colouring. And now going on to a round where both of these cubes are slightly mediocre, and that is the adjustments. I mean, to begin, neither of them have changeable magnets, which is a shame because I think the GuHongs are too weak and the RS3Ms are too strong. However, if we go to the tensioning system, you can see how they are both very different. Whilst the GuHong has a specialised mechanism which allows for easy and equal settings across the entire cube, the RS3M version 5 still uses a screw, which can be difficult to get accurate on all 6 sides. Despite this, at least with Moyu, their system is a dual adjustment compared to how you can only change one setting on the GuHong. Therefore, due to the greater choice, this round goes to the RS3M. And also, these adjustments will be important to remember in just a second, as now we move on to the corner cutting. Once again, both of these cubes fall slightly short in this section. Whilst the GuHong has reasonable forward cutting, the reverse is below average, which leads to a blocky cube. Whilst the RS3M is not great in forward cutting and just average in reverse, which could make you think that it would lose this round. However, like I just mentioned, this cube has more adjustment choices, which means that I can loosen the tensions in order to give myself more flexibility. Of course, this does reduce how stable it is. However, at least you get that choice on the RS3M. Therefore, it wins this round. But the GuHong is still in with a chance, as we now move on to quality. And whilst I often complain about the plastic quality on the GuHong, surprisingly, it still feels like a more expensive and premium cube compared to the RS3M. This is down to a couple of factors. First of all, the sound it makes is up there with one of the best cubes I've ever tried, whilst the RS3M is a lot more clacky and has a cheap, blocky feeling, similar to the 2020 version of this cube. On top of this, there is a surprising hollowness to the RS3M, and the turns don't feel like they have much weight to them. If we compare this to other products like tech, heavier items for some reason are associated with higher prices within our brains, which further seemingly enforces the idea that the version 5 is cheaper. Therefore, if I didn't know which of these cubes was more expensive, I'd assume it was the GuHong, considering how much more premium it feels, which means that it wins this round. And next up, we have the value. Whilst both of these cubes are really good at an incredibly affordable price, the RS3M is still more expensive, and I don't think that it offers too much more in terms of features, which means for the price you pay, the GuHong is better value. However, if you want to get either of these two cubes at the best and lowest prices, check out speedcubing.org. They have a huge range of WCA and non-WCA puzzles that are all shipped from the UK, so click the link in the description to find out more. But now let's get back to it. With each of the cubes having won 3 rounds, it all comes down to the final performance. First of all, the Dian GuHong Pro M. This cube has a really nice and premium turning feeling that ensures fluidity throughout the sole. Therefore, any cuber can use this 3x3 and perform very well on it. Furthermore, Furthermore, the stability from the ball core helps to make this cube very controllable, which is rather rare when it comes to budget cubes. And thanks to the options given by Diane to choose a range of different sizes, there should never be unnecessary mistakes caused by the cube being too big or too small. However, one obvious issue mentioned earlier is the corner cutting, which causes a pretty large amount of lockups, especially towards the end of a solve when you're going as fast as possible with the final algorithms. Therefore, I often get into situations where I have to correct mistakes on the easiest PLL cases because I locked up, resulting in an extra couple of seconds being added to the time, which is never good. But now let's move on to the RS3M version 5, and this cube is the best of both worlds due to it being fast and controllable. On top of this, I chose to make it looser, which allows for better corner cutting and generally less lockups, which results in less mistakes throughout the faster and more finger trick orientated parts of the solve. The UV coating also helps to ensure that few mistakes are made, which is great. This cube comes stock at 56mm, which for me is the perfect size. However, I know that some cubers prefer smaller cubes, so maybe Moyu should have made it 55mm to be in the middle. Therefore, if you are someone who doesn't like big 3x3s, then this might instantly make you opt for the GuHong instead. Furthermore, the turning isn't as nice on this cube as it feels hollow and blocky, which means that just based on feeling, I would choose the GuHong. However, if we are basing this on the times that I got, then the better cube in terms of overall performance, in my opinion, is the Moyu RS3M version 5. But that is just what I think, so if you have tried either of these two cubes, or both of them, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you have enjoyed, and check out the individual reviews here. Thank you for watching.